Hi everyone, today I will be reviewing my light phone. So this is another option for a phone that is more minimal, and they talk about having tools and not feeds, and just having a phone that respects your time and attention. So I'm excited to review this because I've been wanting to for a while now. I've had the phone for I think it's been 2 years now, maybe. And I just want to discuss how I use it, what I use it for, and the tools that I do have on there because you can choose kind of what you want on there. What you don't, you can use it just for call and text, but I'm going to get into that. So I found out about them on Instagram, the Brown Kids, which is an account that's no longer active, but they posted about it. And they had the first version the first time I heard about it, and it didn't look practical to me. So I saw it. I was like, oh, that's like a good idea. And then they started posting more about how they were coming out with a second version. So the time they came out with that, I ended up purchasing the second version of the Light Phone, which I'll show it to you in a second. So I've had a smartphone for most of my life, like everybody else, and I tried turning off notifications and just trying to have boundaries with it, which did help some, putting it away for certain times. But I wanted more, but I didn't see any options for that, so I just did the best that I could. Like I said, taking breaks and having boundaries with it. And I noticed when I would take breaks, the effects that they had, meaning like getting on it only for a certain purpose. Like I wouldn't scroll mindlessly on it or get on social media. Sometimes I'll take a break from just social media, and that helped. But like I said, I didn't see any other options out there, so I just kind of stuck with doing that. But I noticed also when I went on breaks and I got back on my phone, it was like a binge. And like as soon as I got to that day or that time where I could get back on it, it was like I just was on it for like an hour straight. Um, so like I said, I found out about the light phone and I purchased it. I've had it for a couple of years, so I just wanted to show you what it looked like. So I'll take the case off as well first. So they have white, gray, and black. So I have the gray one. It's really small. I'm trying to see so you can kind of get an idea of it. And I mean, the fact that they called it light was perfect because not only, okay, you can't see it, but it says light right here. Um, it's perfect just because not only is it just lightweight, because smartphones are getting bigger, they feel like remotes now. It's also light in the sense that it only has tools that you need or you want to add. So this is the home screen, and they also use e-ink, I believe, so you also don't have the lights and the intensity of a smartphone. So the home screen is basically the date and time, and the little asterisk in the corner just shows you that you have a message or a call. Um, and then you have your passcode to put in. So the home screen, when you open it up, I should say, is just a list of your recent contacts, who you called or text. And then there is a little grid in the corner, which I'm going to click. So that's what you use when you want to dial. Um, and then there's a little pencil in the corner for when you want to write a message. Sorry about the lighting. Trying to see. Okay, so there's that. So if I wanted to write a message, I would turn it this way. I would search my contacts and then write it. And then they also just added voice commands, so you can just speak and then it'll type it out for you, which is really helpful because sometimes it's a little slow. And it ghosts, which I never heard of before, but basically when you click from one app to another, I'll see if I can show you. So if I'm here, I called it an app, like one tool, I should say, it'll like go, so it like goes black really quick and then it goes to the screen. But here are some of the tools, the ones I use. So it has the phone at the top, then has an alarm, a calculator. They just added directions, which is really helpful, and then podcasts, which I use. And then there's just the settings. So let me see if I can just scroll like that. They also have music, which I don't use yet. Um, and I think I have every other feature on here besides that. There's more on the website, which I'll also post. But those are the ones that I use most often. and they have a case. So mine's a little cracked. They just came out with screen protectors, which is really helpful. But yep, they have cases, they have screen protectors now. And when you purchase this phone, there's like a dashboard, and you go on the internet, on your computer or on something else, and that's how you add the tools or take them off. So if you just want call and text on there and that's it, you can do that. It doesn't have a camera, it doesn't have internet, um, like a browser, but it does updates obviously through Wi-Fi and things like that. It has a hotspot if you want to use it. So it's just very intentional. And a quote from their website that I really liked was, "You are a customer, not the product. This is a phone for humans." So it's, like I said, it's intentional with what they use on there, like the tools that they add, and also supportive of privacy as well. But I think that the light phone just helps you to be more present, because you don't have access to all of these different apps or the internet or anything. So you kind of have to just be where you are when you have it. And then as far as my use of it, so I use it, I would say 90% of the time. Definitely Monday through Friday. Sometimes on the weekends, I might get on my smartphone for a while, and I still use the camera on my smartphone as well. But I found that, like, over time, even when the weekend hits, I usually use my smartphone only for a few hours, because it I start to feel more anxious. And that's another thing about the phone, is kind of like the first time I used it, it was just like a calmness. And it wasn't like, a miracle or a cure. Like, it's just like, oh, I never had anxiety again or anything like that. But like, I realized after using this for a while how much it added to my anxiety having a smartphone as well. So that's one benefit of it. So yeah, I use it during the week, and mostly even on the weekend. I usually, when I do pick up my smartphone, it's actually for a reason, like I need my camera, or if I wanted to look up something real quick and didn't have my laptop. But I use it primarily most of the time. They said a lot of their users use it as a second phone. Some people, it's the other way around. They'll use their smartphone, and then the weekend hits and they use their light phone. So it's really up to you how you want to use it. Some people just cold turkey don't use their smartphone anymore. That's what some of the reviews said on their Instagram. Like, they meant to use it just for a while and see, and they end up just only using it. And they have different plans. So basically, if you want to keep your smartphone, you can, and you want to just swap and use it sometimes. And you can take the SIM card out of one and put it in the other one. And there's no, obviously, cost difference for that. But if you want their light phone plan and you just want to use that phone, they have a plan for that as well. And then I think I don't know if I want to say working on, but you can, if you like, get like two SIM cards. However you want to do it, it's kind of up to you. Um, so some of the benefits that I've noticed with this phone is just that the calmness, I would say, that comes with it. Like, I don't feel an edge almost. As much or really at all when like in comparison using the two different phones. And I'm more present. I noticed, like, with my other phone, just not really making eye contact with people. Or if I do, sometimes almost as soon as they start talking, I'm like pulling out my phone, and I just wanted to be more present. So that was really helpful. And even watching some of the reviews that they're posted, I started noticing, um, because it wasn't like I got the phone and then I just went into just using it. Most of the time for me, it was more like a process, because I kept feeling like I needed my smartphone. And I think that's part of the reason why I started seeing it as a problem, because I was like, why do I feel like I have to have this? Like, I need it. And I say to myself, like, oh, what if there's an emergency and I need to make a call or text? Like, I have to have it. And it's like, yeah, but that's why I bought this like phone, so I could use that, so I could still have a phone, and one that was, modern, because I like the look of it, versus just getting, I don't know, a flip phone or something like that. But I would have, like, when I first started using it, kind of excuses, and that kind of just watching the reviews reminded me of that. Like, you kind of realize when you use it and you're like, okay, this is going to be what I use primarily or during a certain time, and you see that, like, you don't need your smartphone. Like, you definitely need a phone for calling and texting and contacting people. And like I said, there's other good tools to use it for, but you realize kind of the excuses you make to make it seem like you have to have your smartphone on you all the time. Um, so I would say it definitely helps reduce with anxiety, which and also helps with being present. And when I've used it, whatever I'm doing, like if I'm doing homework, I'm more focused. If I want to even do things that I like to do, but I don't make time for, or I spend that time or used to staring at my phone or like fall into the black hole, um, like writing or just kind of little, sometimes like tedious things I need to do or get done, but I don't, and I just get on my phone. It just makes more time for that. So those are some of the benefits of it. Like I said, um, they have a lot of more information on the Instagram account, on their website. And if you have any questions, feel free to ask me about my experience with it. But there's a lot of reviews and more information on the website. But I decided to review this because it's been a game changer for me and it's helped a lot. And I'm fully in support of the company and kind of their vision of um, just treating us like human beings instead of products.